Imagine you're an analyst working on a big project, and your company is making a new device to play HD DVDs. Using the traditional waterfall method, you brainstorm with your team and develop a to-do list. And although you try your best to estimate hours, you're really just guessing. A year later, you finally release the product, only to find out that no one cares about the HD DVD anymore. What's worse, during the course of the project, you might have to tell your client that you need more hours or else you can't complete the job. Things change, especially in tech, so it's not a good thing that customers have to wait for the whole product to be finished before they could use it. These development fails eventually led to the Agile framework as more and more companies felt the need to be nimble to survive. So we understand the need for Agile, but just how did Agile start? Well, some say that Agile actually started in the 30s when physicist and statistician Walter Shewhart of Bell Labs began applying plan, do, study, act cycles to the improvement of products and processes. Shewhart later taught this iterative methodology to his mentee, Edward Deming. And guess where Deming ended up? Good old Toyota. While at Toyota, he trained hundreds of managers and developed the famous Toyota production system, the primary source of today's lean Kaizen thinking. Then in 1986, an article was published, expanding on Deming's methods and identified a team-oriented development process inspired by the rugby scrum. In 2001, a group of developers who called themselves organizational anarchists met at a ski resort in Utah and shared their ideas about lightweight frameworks. What came out of this meeting was a new movement, the Agile movement. Together they developed 12 operating principles, called Principles Behind the Agile Manifesto. The main idea? Create better software by doing it and helping others do it. From 2001 and on, all development frameworks that aligned with these values and principles would be known as Agile techniques. So in case you didn't know, Scrum is just an Agile technique. Scrum was later refined into 5 core values: communication, simplicity, feedback, courage, and respect. With Scrum, you don't build the entire product in one shot. You break the project into smaller sprint cycles and focus on a feature. Once that's done, you repeat. Scrum works for management because it's predictable, and deliveries are regimented. Scrum is good for developers because they have clear paths with weekly sprint cycles, and also their work is regulated with a backlog. Agile is lightweight, but not loose, meaning roles are clearly defined. Speaking of roles, let's go over the 3 roles in Scrum. There's the product owner. This person understands the requirements of the project and works on behalf of the client. He writes user stories and manages the product backlog. Then there's a Scrum Master. This person works on behalf of the team as a servant leader. His main job is to remove all obstacles for the team. He has no control over delivery and only manages the Scrum process. Finally, we have the dev team. This includes anyone who worked on the project. They're supposed to be self-organizing and self-managed. They're also cross-functional, meaning they can do a little bit of everything. They have total control over delivery, and they alone manage the project. Alright, so we know the history, we know the roles, but how do we function as an Agile team? So the game plan is to share knowledge and responsibility. That's why we have the wiki. We don't plan for milestones. Instead, we focus on value. We talk more. We limit our emails to just scheduling. And we prefer to have face-to-face collaboration. We self-organize and take accountability for our work. We keep the team small, cross-functional, and we hold daily stand-ups. Daily stand-ups are time-boxed meetings, meaning they shouldn't go over 15 minutes. The whole purpose of the meeting is to tell the Scrum Master what the team did today, what they'll do tomorrow, and whether any blockers exist. So there it is, Agile and Scrum in a nutshell. If you had to remember 2 things from this, remember that Agile is a mindset. So change the way we think so that we can change the way we work. Thanks.